We have a caller on the line.
Yes, Mr. Williams.
Working for you, good afternoon.
I almost thought that you forgot me.
Terry.
Yes, I am back
Okay.
again, you see, and you caused me to call back Mr. Williams.
Okay.
Because, you see, my dear friend, your training in journalism and communication
Yes.
puts you to ask some pertinent and very serious questions. And so I will go right back into the post office
Sure.
and ask the Postmaster General, and maybe the consultant could also have an input. What is the understanding and cooperation between the post office and the customs as it relates to the movements of package?
Good.
The other question, up to what amount of the value or cost, FOB, that the post office, how should I put it, entitled to examine and value in relation to the importation of goods? And thirdly, when you get your packages from the airport, they come in very much sealed. When they get to the post office, do a customs officer are present while those packages are being opened and are taken out from the post office bags? Those are my questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Terry.
Yes.
Hello, working for you?
Working for you, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. In terms of the cash in the letter, I really didn't like that response at all, because I'm going to tell you why. If I am going to use your service to get whatever I want from my end to somebody else, right, and I choose to put cash in the envelope, once I am using your service, I think it's the onus is on the company or whichever department to ensure that my service is secure, right? Saying that you won't be responsible if cash is in the letter and it is missing, it goes missing. You won't be held responsible for it. I don't like that. What I would suggest that isn't there any way that you can employ put into into operation any measure or method to ensure that mails are secure? For example, video cameras in the work area where workers have to sort mail and so on, so that if anybody enters into somebody's package, you can see who did that. Just saying that you won't be held responsible, that is not nice at all. That it really discouraged me from using the service now or whenever.
Okay.
Because to me, that doesn't really encourage me. I don't like
caller,
that response
do you have
at all,
another
because
point to
measures can be
raise?
taken to prevent this. It's like it will encourage persons to steal and get away. And I think that we are above that. We are better than that.
Okay.
I will listen out here.
Thank you. Mr. Gill.
Yes, Mr. Williams, thank you. To answer the first caller with relation to our relationship with customs, we have very good relationship with customs, and there is a memorandum of understanding in place with the UPU and the World Customs Organization. Okay. Now, Mr. Adams mentioned about packages when they arrive at the airport and the bags, US mail bags, reach our facilities if a customs officer is present when those bags are opened. The answer is yes. At all times, there are at least 2 customs officers on duty. So at no time when those bags are opened, at no time that it's just postal employees present. There are customs officers present as well. The valuation of the packages is done on the customs side in terms of the customs service charge, the VAT, etc. Post office calculates our charges based on the freight, weight of the items, and insurance. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
And then,
Yeah.
of course, there was another caller who was
Yes.
talking about putting money in
Yes.
the thing.
Yes.
In the letter.
Now, to answer that lady, it is not advisable. Postal regulation states that it is not advisable. It is at your own risk to place money in your mail. So to send a letter and to place money in that envelope, it is at your own risk.
What about if it is registered?
If it's, it's still not advisable. The best way, as I stated before, is to purchase
A money
order. Because with that money order, that person, the receiver, their name is stated on it. That Mr.
Yes.
That's why Williams is to
Yes.
receive X amount.
You're
and
more
so
sure
forth,
it is.
And you're more sure. You have a receipt and all of that. Okay? So in the event that that letter goes missing or whatever, it can be cancelled. The money order can be cancelled.
Right.
So you can't do that when it comes to cash.
Additionally,
And I don't think that, I must say this, that it is fair or an indictment on the workers that you have there. Because of being...
No.
because I was about to add that the caller probably is assuming that if you're sending the money out from St. Kitts, that if something happens to that money,
That you can
cash,
blame
that you can blame
the
automatically.
workers in St. Kitts.
Remember,
it goes through different ports.
Exactly.
It goes through network, and the same thing happens when people send money, cash in an envelope, say from the United States or UK, to St. Kitts. The question is, where did that tampering take
which
place?
point, exactly.
At which point? And it is, let me put it this way, it is more extremely risky to put cash in an envelope, to send through a whole network, not knowing exactly who may tamper with your mail at which point. So it is, as Mr. Gill correctly said, it's against the regulations,
Yes.
right? Once we know that you have cash in that envelope, we will not accept it for dispatch.
Okay. Are you able to track, for example, your mail? For example, I am mailing something from here to Australia, which is on the other side of the world, of course. Am I able to track my mail in an ordinary situation, or would I have to send my mail to express mail, registered mail, in order to be able to track it? And will this KN0111, whatever all this new postal code, it's a computerized, or will you understand what I'm saying?
Yes. When it comes to the postal code, looking forward, we're hoping to get there. As present, if you're to send a letter to Australia, as you said, normal mail, in terms of tracking, no, won't be
Right.
possible. If it's express or registered,
You can
that's
track.
fine. Yes, but not with normal mail.
Okay.
No.
However,
So,
sorry. But however, even though we cannot track that particular item individually, we can determine in which dispatch. For example, if you know you sent your mail, posted your mail at a particular time of the day, we can determine that dispatch was sent at what, and via that system, we can track the dispatch in which it was sent
Okay.
to the destination.
Okay.
Okay, but we would not be able to track the individual item unless it is registered
Right.
by.
But you can know which facilities it is passing through,
Right.
which countries it is passing through,
Right.
and things like that. Okay. Understand. Now, Mr. Gill and Mr. Watley, we are out of time. I am going to give you 2 minutes to wrap up each. If there's anything that you have to say in parting, you can certainly do so.
Okay, let me start by thanking you, Mr. Williams, for allowing us to be on this program and to give an opportunity to bring to the public the introduction of this postal code system. I know with respect to anything that is new, it is something that takes time for people to understand it and to be able to use it effectively. And so I'm not discouraged at all by any negative voices I hear at this time.
Change is always.
Exactly. And
resist
so,
change.
so I want to encourage persons to continue to follow information with respect to the postal code system for St. Kitts and Nevis, and we hope that it would serve in the best way possible for a more efficient service within the postal service and beyond.
Any time frame for its implementation? When do you begin to start?
Well, we are bringing the matter to the public at this time. We have also appraised our postal workers within the post office, and we are going to bring this matter. We are going over to Nevis next week,
Okay.
and we are going to be disseminating this information to the websites that are available at the Nevis end as well. The official launch, as I said before, will be done on the 9th of October,
World Post Day.
However, we are ensuring that this information becomes public regionally, well, locally, regionally, and internationally, and eventually will come into effect as a transition.
Certainly.
Because, like anything else, we cannot say abracadabra and it happens.
It's not magic.
It's not magic.
And it's going to take time.
Definitely.
And you're going to meet with resistance and
as
so on. But
always.
over time, I think that people will come to understand the significance of having a postal code, the benefits of having it. And I think that some of the confusion that our earlier callers spoke about, that confusion will be cleared in time.
Okay.
Mr. Gill.
Yes, Mr. Williams. So I would like to thank you for this opportunity, having us for this episode of Working for You. I know when it comes to the post office, much persons might not give it, a lot of thought might think is in terms of you send a mail, buy stamps, but we are much more than that.
Right.
As I said, we're reinventing ourselves. We have our new service, the US mailbox, and in the near future, we will bring on stream some new services.
Certainly.
Yes. Also, as I mentioned earlier, our week of activities coming up in October, coincide with World Post Day. And yes, I invite the public to, listen out. Of course, it will be in the media and so forth of what we're planning to do in terms of customer appreciation, etc. I invite persons to visit our Facebook page, St. Kitts and Nevis Postal Services. You can Google us. Also, the government portal,
Yes.
gov.kn, and they can get information there as well.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you two gentlemen very much. Mr. Watley, who is now postal consultant and former postmaster general, and the new postmaster general, Mr. Dario Gill. I think that you have brought a lot of information to the general public in terms of the new postal code, the benefits of a new postal code, and of course, it's just now for it to be implemented and for people to come to adapt to this new postal code. And you, Mr. Gill, of course, for informing us about some of the new initiatives and so on that you have brought to the postal service and your strategic plan for 2016 to 2020, the 5-year plan. So I want to thank you again very, very much for being here today.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Williams.
Okay. You have been listening to another edition of Working for You. I want to thank the callers very much. Those of you who continue to listen from week to week, we appreciate you very much. Your questions, your concerns, your comments, your suggestions, we look forward to them every week. Remember that tomorrow on Freedom FM, there's a rebroadcast from 7:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. and on Von Radio in Nevis from 10:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. Next week, we will be back and we look forward to bringing you another informative session of Working for You. This is the most popular program in town. Have a good day.
Working for You. A weekly talk radio program which highlights developments of national interest and the activities of your St. Kitts Nevis government. Join host Roy Williams as he presents news, views, reports, and interviews about everything regarding the activities of the Team Unity government and the building of our communities and the development of St. Kitts Nevis. Tune in and call in to interact with your government and share your views regarding the upward forward development of your community and our beautiful Twin Island Federation. Working for You is weekly, every Wednesday live from 1:30 p.m. to 3 p.m. on ZIZ Radio, Win FM, and Sugar City FM with rebroadcast on participating stations. Working for You.